Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to continue reviewing Britney Spears' entire catalog with her 6th album, Circus. There's not much leading up to Circus. Just feel like it was a quick turnaround between this and her previous album, Blackout. But if you gotta remember, when Blackout was released, it was considered a flop. But Britney was still struggling, because after her episodic 2007, she lost custody of her sons, and shortly thereafter, placed on a conservatorship by her father, Jamie Spears. The album's main producer was unfortunately Dr. Luke. But I do want to briefly mention her tour, because while it was a worldwide success, Britney was accused of lip-syncing and fans stormed out of several concerts. Regardless, the tour still was a high grosser. But according to many Britney fans, they called Circus the sequel to Blackout. Was the sequel better? Stay tuned to find out. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Another album opener, another lead-off single, but this one feels different. It became her first #1 single since Baby One More Time after debuting at number 96. It was the largest #1 to jump up to that point. Anyway, Womanizer isn't praised upon by many, but I do have thoughts about this song. For one, I do like Britney singing her lower tone, and the chorus is very catchy, as this is an infidelity anthem but in a different world. Britney will leave the door open for him. I will say this is another song that suffers from the video being more iconic than the song itself, as the only thing I remember from that video is Britney being naked. But I'm nitpicking. This song is better than what I remember. The title track, and this is where Dr. Luke makes his infamous presence. Now this is before the whole Kesha debacle, so separate the art from the artist, or producer in this case. But this song basically highlights that Britney is the center of attention. Also, whenever she does something, whether good or bad, all eyes are going to be on her. But this is mostly a performing song. A song that was no surprise the opening song for the Circus starring Britney Spears. I wish the production was better in the end. It's not the worst song in the world, but I don't think it's all that special. Alpha Mother is a ballad, and surprisingly, this is very early on the album. I don't think this is vulnerable Britney, and while I'm a fan of these type of songs for her, I'm not that impressed. Trying to make this love work only to realize she needs to move on. I think the song is just mediocre at best. I don't think it's bad. I do need to be in the right mood to like it. Kill the Lights is another song that highlights her hatred for the paparazzi, but unlike Piece of Me, which has similar content, I think this one's better. I like the production thanks to the horns, and I love how Britney punched at her critics, calling them out as imperfect, as she's not either. Definitely a highlight on the album, and deserves a ton of re-listens. The first thing I heard is that there may be a small sample from Lil Wayne's Go DJ, and speaking of DJs, this feels like one of those songs made for the dance clubs. And like most of these dance club songs, there's not much for me to say. They're not for me. Take it. For the first time since 2001, Max Martin returns to produce for Britney. Now there's some controversy involving this song. Someone said if you said the words "if you seek Amy fast," it'll sound like "if you want to FB" or something like that. But the song has many flaws. Max Martin returns but is overproduced, and the lyrics are indeed over-sexualized. There is something about this song that makes it good for me, and I think it's Britney. She sells this to near hilarious fashion, and again, another catchy song. Not her best single, but this is a song that has its lovers and haters, and I think I fall in the former. Also, who's Amy? Unusual You is another good song on the album. Felt like this could have been a single for Circus, but was it? Britney in this song is blown away from her lover, and it's unusual for her to say that, but she's shocked that he's not an F-boy. I also feel like the production is very smooth and simple, and this is another song that deserves more recognition. Blur is a song that I don't have much to say about. Britney's vocal performance isn't convincing, as Britney doesn't remember what she did last night, thus being a blur. The song could have been great, but Britney doesn't give her best effort on this. Just saying. Papi is the worst song on this album, and this song falls into the annoying repetitive side of Britney that I don't like. Not to mention this song is pulling some 1960 beach blanket bozo production. This is one of Britney's more embarrassing songs she's ever done. I think her vocal performance rivals that of what Jessica Simpson tried to do with her terrible cover of These Boots Are Made for Walking. All in all, this is a pretty bad song worth skipping. Mannequin is described as a fan favorite, but I don't know about this one. This is another song that was made for the clubs with minimal facts about the content, but I don't know what's going on with the chorus, sounding like Dory's whale imitation from Finding Nemo. And that one little part drags the song down for me big time, and I probably won't revisit this one either. Dr. Luke returns on production, and he brings Kesha on board for background vocals. I love the bass in this song, and the rest of the song sound like it could have came out in the era of Prince. Content has more sexual confidence, and Britney vocals doesn't have to do that much. But this is a song that rides on great production, even if it's by Dr. Luke or Benny Blanco. Definitely worth a re-listen. My Baby is another slower song on the album, and Britney wrote this song in homage to her sons that she lost custody of. While the sentiment is heartwarming, it's kind of cheesy. Britney's vocal performance isn't her best. In fact, the song's kind of boring. Maybe it's the fact that I don't have kids of my own, but I can't really endorse this. On my last review, I explained why the song is here, as Britney was contractually obligated to release this as a single. It was intended as a fourth single for Blackout, but Britney never got to it, so they came up with the decision to put this on Circus as a bonus track. And even though the song fits better on this album, I still think it's an overrated song. Like with In the Zone, we have another bonus song not on the album but closely linked to the era. And this song became her third #1 song, how ironic, and her first to debut on the top position. I don't think this song is terrible, but I get the flaws. But what makes the song fine is its catchiness, but what's pulling it back is the content. It's basically Britney expressing her love for threesomes, nothing more, nothing less. And the production is all over the place, and again, while it's catchy, I'd say take her to leave it. And that concludes this album review. Honestly, there was a lot that I enjoyed from this album. Sure, I feel like most songs were rejects from Blackout, but if so, these rejects work like a charm, and I'll say for the third album in a row, it's a 7 out of 10 ranking, but you'll be surprised how close I was in giving it an 8. And I still don't know who Amy is. The next album is Femme Fatale, where Britney joins the EDM dance club boom of the early 2010s, if she hasn't joined already. And that concludes the Circus review. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. What are your favorite songs from Circus? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.